Whether you're just starting a healthy eating journey or you simply want to simplify your mornings, you've probably heard the praises of meal prep. Now, meal prep can be a game changer, but the cook once and eat all week thing doesn't always work for me. I don't typically like to eat the same thing every day, and I don't always have a whole Sunday to devote to chopping and prepping and then cleaning my kitchen afterwards. So today I'm sharing 3 of my favorite recipes that you can put in your arsenal so you can be ready for whatever the week may bring. I have a no prep option for grab and go mornings, a moderate prep option when you have a bit of time on a Sunday to spare, and a low prep option which only requires a couple minutes the night before. Each one is delicious and packed with protein. First up is our low prep option, my keto-friendly no oatmeal oatmeal. It's a high protein and more nutrient dense option to typical oatmeal. For this one, I need to recruit a little help from past me. Who, me? Yeah, you, dummy. You'll need chia seeds, flaxseed meal, hemp hearts, almond milk or your milk of choice, and a mason jar. To said mason jar, we are going to add a 1/4 cup of hemp hearts. Next up, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal. Finally, we'll add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Now, these next 2 are optional, but they do add a little bit of flavor. I like to add a little bit of vanilla and cinnamon. You can pretty much just eyeball these. Yeah, that looks about right. Finally, we're going to add 1 cup of our almond milk or your milk of choice. I've got a 1/4 cup measurement here, so I'm adding 4 of those. Then grab yourself a stirring utensil of your choice. I picked a spoon and stir that right up. Then pop that top on there and give it a good shake. It will look pretty liquidy, but don't worry, it will thicken up as it sits. Then just put that dude right in the fridge and feel good about prepping for the next day. Boop. Fast forward to the next day, you can grab your jar out of the fridge and you'll notice that it's thickened up quite a bit to more of an oatmeal consistency. Just empty it into a bowl and you're going to put it in the microwave until it's heated through about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. While that's heating up, we're going to grab our other ingredients. I'm using the raw whey isolate protein, some strawberries, and some blackberries that you can see there. And of course, one of the great loves of my life, almond butter. And now we wait ever so patiently for our oatmeal to be done. And once we remove that from the microwave and it smells delicious because of our cinnamon, we're going to add our protein. My protein was on its last scoop, so I just dumped the whole thing in there. Then just grab a spoon and stir that bad boy up. It's going to look like it's not going to come together, but eventually it will combine. Just keep at it. Then give it a little taste, see if it's to your liking. I'm thinking it's pretty good, but I like to add a little bit of sea salt just to balance out the sweetness from the protein. Then at this point you can top with whatever fruit you like. I'm doing blackberries and some delicious strawberries and a healthy dose of almond butter. Licking the spoon is absolutely mandatory. The protein adds enough sweetness for me, but if it doesn't, here are a couple options that you could add to sweeten it up. Now you have a delicious breakfast with minimal prep. Next up is our moderate prep option, my make-ahead breakfast casserole. I made this one on a super chill Sunday where we had some extra time to go out for coffee. Franklin was relaxing in his favorite sunny spot. Gosh, she's so cute. And this guy's pretty steadily too, but Franklin always wants to be the star of the show. Nia was busy at work refinishing our cabinets, so it was the perfect time for me to meal prep. I started by prepping my berries for the week. I picked up these cool looking pine berries. While they do look cool, they didn't taste that great, kind of like a watered down strawberry. Cleaning and prepping my berries ahead of time makes the mornings so much easier. I add a 1/4 cup of vinegar to a full bowl of water and I just let them sit while I prep my other stuff. This morning I prepped strawberries and blackberries. I was feeling pretty motivated after that, so I decided to start chopping for my breakfast casserole. I got 1 sweet potato, which I peeled and chopped, about a 1/4 inch thick. My chopping is very irregular, so they end up coming out like this. This casserole is great if you need to clean out a couple veggies from your fridge. I found 2 bell peppers that were a little worse for wear, some mushrooms on their way out, and half an onion. Cue the chopping montage. Once you are all chopped up here, we're going to prep our air fryer. I just set it to air fry and I sprayed it with some avocado oil spray. Once it's warmed up, I added my sweet potatoes, gave them a little shake, topped them with a little bit more spray oil. And just gave them a little shake of salt, and I added some slap ya mama seasoning. While those potatoes crisp up, I'm grabbing a pan, which are on the counter because my husband was fixing our cabinets, and I'm adding a spray of oil and our veggies right into the skillet. At this point, you can season with whatever seasonings you like. I added some slap ya mama, some garlic powder, a little oregano, and some onion powder. To boost my greens, I also added some frozen kale and spinach that I had lying around. I really love this breakfast bake because you can add pretty much any vegetable to it and you can start your day with a huge dose of veggies. By the time the vegetables are cooked through, it's likely that the potatoes will be done as well. So I'm just going to finish by cooking my Jenny O turkey sausage. This is going to add flavor and also an extra dose of protein. You can do without it if you'd like to keep it vegetarian. While we put the finishing touches on our casserole, we're going to set our oven to 375 and grab a baking pan that is about yay big and give it a healthy spray. Then we're going to add our potatoes directly to the bottom of the pan to form the base of our casserole. Then just spread them out to make sure they're nice and even. We'll add our veggies directly on top, again just spreading it out to make sure there's a nice even layer. And after I drain and rinse my turkey sausage to get rid of the extra fat, I just add that right on top, again spreading it out to make sure it's all even. Now, I usually use a full carton of egg whites for this recipe, but because we're going through an egg shortage at the moment, I felt lucky enough to just find regular eggs. So for this recipe, I'm using 10 regular eggs. Look at my husband back there hard at work on those cabinets. So after I've whisked up those eggs, I like to add a little bit of spice to them. I'm just adding some pepper. I'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika. You can kind of choose your own adventure here. At this point, you can also add your cheese of choice. A hack I like to do is add cottage cheese to boost the protein. I found some in our fridge and I did notice it was a little expired. I opened it up and it was so disgusting. I did not end up using it. We didn't have any other cheese either, so I added nutritional yeast, which is a great sub for me for cheese in pretty much any recipe. When that's all mixed together, you're just going to pour your egg mixture evenly over your casserole. I like to use a spoon here to kind of press it down and make it even. Then you are going to suit up with your terribly out of season Snoopy oven mitts and put your casserole right in the oven. The casserole should be set in about 45 minutes to an hour, or when your husband does his worst Lil Wayne impression, whichever comes first.
Call me, so I ended
Then hang out, go about your Sunday and let it cool, and when you're ready, just cut it into 6 even or semi-even pieces. I had these really cool storage containers with bamboo lids to show you. They were very aesthetic. but I was informed that one of the lids split, so I'm wrapping this one up with tinfoil. But that is that for that prep. All you have to do is pop these in the fridge and you are set for the morning. The next day, and I often eat this for breakfast or lunch, you simply just pull it out and heat it up. Easy as that. And I usually top it with some hot sauce. Truff is currently my favorite, and I usually do avocado as well, but they were so expensive that I ended up just getting this pre-made guacamole. This could not be easier in the morning. You simply heat and eat. Finally, we have our no prep option, perfect for people who hate to plan or simply don't have time in the morning. What? You want me to meal prep? I'm busy. This is a high protein chocolate pudding that you can whip up in minutes flat. I like to weigh out my Greek yogurt to keep the calories in check and also keep the proportions right. So I'm weighing out 170 grams, which is about 2/3 cup. Then I'm adding my favorite whey isolate protein from Raw Nutrition. This is a dark chocolate flavor. It's got a really nice, rich chocolate flavor that I love. 1 full scoop of that usually does the trick, and I add a little baking cocoa to mine to even make it more rich and chocolatey. I also top it with my secret ingredient, a little bit of salt to balance the sweet. I can never remember which shoulder you're supposed to throw it behind, so both should do. Then all you do here is mix it up, put a little elbow grease into it because it takes a little while to combine, but eventually it'll come together in a nice, thick, pudding-like consistency. Cue the mixing montage. This honestly tastes super good on its own, and I'll often eat it like this for a quick snack. Usually I'll top it with some almond butter or some peanut butter and some chocolate chips for like a Reese's peanut butter cup vibe. But today I was in the mood for like a chocolate covered strawberry, so I'm adding these Enjoy Life Mega Chunk chips, some ground almonds I had from making almond butter, and some fresh strawberries. I almost always go with peanut butter chocolate with my combination, but this one really surprised me and it actually was really delicious. And there you go, delicious, packed with protein, and basically dessert for breakfast. Well, my friends, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to hang out with me again for more healthy recipes, practical fitness tips, and ways to increase the peace in your life. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.